ask you one more question on Mac. How do you want this to be handled? I mean, do you feel like you deserve an apology? Do you feel like he deserves to be fined? What do you feel like needs to, what do you think should happen?
It would be nice to have an apology. Mac. It would be nice to have an apology, but, I mean, it's not going to happen. And, however the NFL handles it, it's on them. I would just like to play them again. And I wish all my fellow DE brothers happy hunting.
Well, Brian Burns, not letting bygones be bygones. Well, you won't play him again for a few more years unless you end up with another team, or unless you both get to the Super Bowl, which happened 19 years ago. Probably not happening again anytime soon, especially the way the Panthers are going. But Mac Jones, and it's funny, we phrased it as he declined to apologize. And, of course, some people got upset. He didn't decline to apologize. He just said, I'm moving on. Well, what does that mean? You got one guy asking for an apology. The other guy says, I'm moving on. Just because he didn't say, I reject your request for an apology. The rejection is implicit, people. It is amazing, the crap. No, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. For the record, I'm fine with it because the passion that gets people to pop off with ridiculous nonsense is the passion that brings them to the website in the first place. But sometimes it really is jarring how people will just completely twist and distort reality. Then again, I guess look around the country now, and it's not all that surprising.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, it's an interesting topic. I think, like, an apology, I don't know about that. I don't. Again, as we watch that replay, I don't know if we have it here today or not, and we could throw it up there, but I don't look at it like I don't look at it like
figure four leg lock. He's trying to get the figure four leg lock.
I don't think he's like. First off, this is Mac Jones. It looks like he has 4 muscles on his body. I don't think he made Brian Burns twist around that way. Did he hold
Look at this. Watch it again. Watch it again, though.
Yeah.
He trips him. I hadn't noticed that before. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, look at that.
He did.
The right leg of Mac Jones
definitely
taking him down.
He did a little hamstring curl to make sure he goes down right here. There's no doubt about that. I missed that as well.
I hadn't noticed that. You can watch it 100 times and not notice it, and there it is.
But I don't think he was, like, deliberately twisting Brian Burns' leg. He's holding him. Nor is he strong enough. And if we showed the other angles you see, his hands kind of slip off when other angles I've seen too. I still think Brian Burns is the one who initiated the twisting there. Now, I could be wrong, and I'm certainly not trying to call Brian Burns a liar or anything like that. Brian Burns is a hell of a football player. I love that. But, like, sorry? That's not going to happen. Again, he's holding on for dear life. I don't know. I mean, maybe he did twist it here. To me, that looks more like Brian Burns was trying to twist his way out of it to get the ball. Go ahead.
But then came the sweep of the leg that took him down. He swept the leg. This isn't Jeff Van Gundy on Alonzo Mourning's leg. Mac Jones has a little something to say about this. He's holding on to this guy. Even
he is holding on. I know.
The most ripped NFL player, or I guess you could say he's probably the least ripped non-punter or kicker in the history of the league.
They can be ripped, actually.
But he's got some strength. I know, but I'm just saying plenty of them aren't.
I know.
Plenty of them are.
Yes.
More and more of them are.
Yeah.
But plenty of them, especially over the years, aren't. Mac Jones, definitely not in the Charles Atlas category, a name that Al Michaels mentioned the other night. That's a name. It was Charles Atlas and Jack LaLanne when I was growing up. There was a Jack LaLanne show in the morning where he would do calisthenics in black and white.
That's crazy.
All right. Anyway, please don't play the piano music.
Well,
but
I don't think it was like that. Again, he's doing anything he can just to get the guy down. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and he did twist it.
And he thought he had the ball.
Certainly, and he doesn't know what happened. He just got blindsided and got crushed by a guy who's big and fast and hit him hard. And like, sorry. Like, come on. Like, I mean, first off,
sorry for playing football.
Well, there's
sorry for playing football.
That's where I think we're getting a little ridiculous, and it's getting blown out of proportion because it's like a quarterback, and there's like more of a spotlight. First off, there's lots of tackles that happen like this every week in the NFL with ball carriers running and a guy's holding their legs and he's doing anything he can. And as he's rolling over because he dove in, he's still holding it. What, are we going to ask defenders to say sorry now? Like, sorry? Come on. It's being ridiculous. Is Brian Burns, the next time he hits a quarterback in the head, Is he gonna reach out to him the next week and say sorry? Like that, then that's the precedence he's starting here. So I'll be looking for that. If he hits somebody illegally or does that, he's got to apologize now for the rest of his career. He's got to. If he's going to say stuff like that in that meeting or in that press conference, and that's where I just go, like, come on, that wasn't intentional. It's football. He's just doing anything he can. He's disoriented. I don't think Mac Jones is a dirty football player or was trying to be dirty in that moment by any stretch of the imagination.
And also, Brian Burns appealing to the broader fraternity of pass rushers, happy hunting.
Yeah, I know.
I can't get my revenge on him directly, but you can do it.
Yeah, I know. And
that's what he was implying.
Yes.
May not even be the strong enough word. That's what he was saying when he said happy hunting. But still, I will say this.
Yeah,
I had not noticed, and shame on me, the right leg sweeping Brian Burns and knocking him down. I thought he fell because I was trying to figure out what he's doing with that ankle, and is he the one that twists the ankle over, or does Burns do it? That's something you said the other day. But then comes that sweep of the leg, and down he goes, and it just gives it to me a different vibe. And look, it's football. It's football, but he didn't have the ball, and there should have been a flag thrown on Mac Jones for something there because Brian Burns didn't have the ball. And I think I believe the guy had the ball. Holding or tripping.
Yeah, right. You could call that 100%. I'm with you there. Apology, no. What? Go ahead.
There's one more piece to this that we'll find out about on Saturday. Was Mac Jones fined for that? Remember, there was a time when Tom Brady slid and his leg went up into the crotch of Ed Reed, and he got fined 10 or 15 grand for it after the fact.
Right.
So Mac Jones could get fined.
He might. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, certainly. But again, I don't think there was intent to hurt or be dirty. You're just doing anything you can at that point. I mean, again, I find that less egregious than horse collar tackling. Are we going to start saying sorry about that every time? Because I see guys' knees and, I mean, did the guy reach out to Jameis Winston, who horse collar tackled him, and say sorry? Or should we get Jameis on the press conference and say happy hunting? Let's all go, crush that DB. That's to me, that's where this is being blown out of proportion because it's a quarterback, and I don't know. People like to jump on Mac Jones a little bit.
Here's what else too.
Yeah,
people think that there's too much praise of Mac Jones. So, the Red State,
there's
Blue
something
State,
about it.
There's a segment of resentment because, everybody's praising Mac Jones. Oh, it's all Mac Jones. Oh, Mac Jones isn't the golden boy that you thought he was. I think that's fueling part of this too.
Yeah.
And he did something we don't see very often. That is a big part of it. Whether it was dirty or not, whether it was deliberate or not, whether he knew he had the ball or not, we don't have many highlights that we can play over and over again that are that damn entertaining because they're so different than what we're used to normally seeing on a football field. Right. We have to admit that.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's a different, odd look. It jumped out right away. I'm happy Brian Burns is not hurt. I mean, he was in a few plays later, right? I mean, it was what? He was out for a series.
Yeah,
he was back in.
He's fine.
So, the whole football universe is acting like he ended the guy's career here. I know. And Mac Jones, the one thing, apology, no apology. He doesn't seem to care about being the jerk or being that, being, Darth Vader's dark son there up in New England.
He is.
I know.
He is.
He doesn't care. He's kind of embraced it. He's he talks like Belichick in the press conferences. I mean, his voice is starting to go like this. I mean, that's what he's starting to sound like. So, I mean, he's a chip off the old block, I guess you could say. And, I'm sure if he saw him in person, he'll probably say something to him. But is he going to, reach out and make a press conference or a call right now? I don't think so. It's football. No.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.